Good afternoon. This is Scheets. My blog is called Sushi Stamps, and you might wonder where the sushi comes from. Well, if you say my name really fast, Scheets, sushi, it sounds like sushi. So I kind of have adopted that as my stamping name. So this is part 3 of Brusho. Now the first week on my Brusho, in case you missed it, I showed the wet to dry technique. So we wet some watercolor paper, then we put the Brusho on top of it and it's spread all over. Last week I showed you the dry to wet, so we actually took a dry piece of shimmer white paper and sprinkled the Brusho on it and then used a spritzer to spritz with the water, and you can see a little bit of a difference here. This is a more solid background and this has little specks here. I finished the card sample I showed you last week up into a card. So today I'm going to show you how to emboss with Brusho. Now I've already embossed this paper in silver, and you might wonder what that stamp is. Well, it's from the stamp set called Amazing You. That's one of our celebration stamps. And it's this. And if you're very careful, you can actually stamp it twice and make it look like a sunburst or a circle. And I want to show you a little hint that I use with Versamark. So I don't know if this has ever happened, that somebody has actually forgotten to clean a stamp and then put it in your perfectly clear, clean Versamark pad. So I don't throw these away, because if you're going to stamp in color, then you're going to cover any color that your Versamark might put on your paper, and it actually makes it a little bit easier to see. So I went ahead and put my Versamark, and then I embossed it in silver. So that's your first step. Then you're going to take your Brusho, and I've already taken my little painter's tape labels off to save time. But then you're just going to tap your Brusho, and for this card I'm going to use all the colors, and I kind of want a rainbow effect. So I'm going to stamp some color and then put another color next to it, and I chose specifically red and blue because I was hoping for a little bit of purple, and then I wanted my yellow next to my blue in case a little green color might come out. And then I have our green, the moss green, which is a totally different kind of green. And then I have garbage, which is orange, so green and orange will make an interesting combination. So after you've stamped your Brusho, and remember, you don't want to start out with a lot, then you're going to need your spritzer, and we sell them in packages of 2. I always check where the hole is and then make sure it's away from me so I don't get water in my face. And then you're going to start applying your water, and you just kind of do a little bit at a time because it continues to spread after the water touches the Brusho, and I kind of like that effect. It sort of reminds me of fireworks. So I'm going to just take a Kleenex and dab the areas that have a little bit too much water. And then when it gets a little bit drier, then I can also take a Kleenex or paper towel and rub over my embossing area. Now see, it needs to be a little bit drier than that because it kind of smushed my Brusho. And you can brush some of the paint off of your embossed images. But see how really cool that works? And here is a card that I made using the same stamp, only I did it in white this time, and then put my colors on there. So this is number 3 of a way you can use Brusho. Now next week I'm going to show you a 4th way that you can use Brusho. I hope by now you're getting a little interested and excited about maybe having some Brusho of your own. Until then, happy stamping, and I'll see you next Tuesday for another Technique Tuesday with Sushi. Bye-bye.